Nowadays, most people are working from home or doing remote learning. Like I mentioned in the last video, not only things like your tools and distractions impact your focus, but a big thing that impacts your focus is your location. In fact, as cavemen, we evolved to remember location really well. This place where there was always a few deer or a certain bush that always bore fruit. So, where you work is just as important as how you work, when you work, etc. Depending on how well you build your home office and how much it suits your needs, your workspace can be a crucial asset or just slow you down. In this video, I'll tell you a little bit about what my home office looks like and how you can build your own. So before we get into this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. YouTube statistics shows me that only less than half of you guys who watch my videos are subscribed, so don't forget to subscribe down below. Anyways, let's jump into this video. So my home office isn't really complicated. While I won't consider myself a minimalist anymore, I would like to say that my setup for my workspace isn't really that complicated. So I use half of my bedroom for my bed, obviously, and the other half is dedicated to my home office. So my home office takes in the place of a desk and a large desk and bookshelves. So my bookshelves are for my storage, and my desk I usually keep clear most of the time. Typically, if I'm not working on anything, it will be relatively clear. The only things that I keep on my desk are my stationery, my clock, my tape, and my desk lamp. So these all sit in the upper left-hand corner of my desk, so they're all within easy reach. My desk lamp is a little more fancy. It can adjust the brightness and it can adjust the temperature of the light, which is helpful while filming. So now I'll explain the bookshelves. So I have 4 different what I call cubes on my bookshelf. And within these 4 different cubes, I keep them organized by what I like to call different work modes. So in the top left, I keep all my books. Since I'm quite the bookworm, I do have my fair share of books, although I'd argue that it's substantially less than a typical person, since most of the books that I read are borrowed from the library. On my top right shelf, I keep all my school-related things that mostly consist of my textbooks and my workbooks. My bottom left cube is dedicated to storing miscellaneous things. Basically, it's the hard drive for my computer, a few gifts that I'm sending out, however not in the foreseeable future. My bottom right cube is dedicated to my general use things. All that stuff that doesn't quite fit into the above categories, or perhaps in all the categories. This includes my planner, my journal, my sketchbooks, and my headphones. In the back of this cube, I also keep a few flashcards, the purpose of which is quite muddled since I mostly use digital flashcards. However, I might still need to use flashcards, so I keep them there anyway. Other than my storage, my desk is relatively simple. I designed this workspace around keeping the things that I use most at my fingertips, and I think I've done quite a good job here. So, how can I build my own, you may be asking? Well, first things, a home office will obviously look different for everybody. People have different preferences, different circumstances, different jobs, etc. And don't take my home office as the last word or anything. So, there's a few things that you should consider. Number 1, what am I going to be using this home office for? And number 2, what do I value in a home office? These answers may vary from person to person. For example, for me, in my workspace, I need to do filming, learning, and working. So that meant I needed a nice and bright aesthetic for my backgrounds, but that also meant I needed to keep my workspace clear and free from distractions and have things at my fingertips. And 2 things that I value most in a workspace is having organization as well as convenience. And while those 2 might seem conflicting, I think I've struck a good balance between them. So pause this video if you need to and consider your answers to these 2 questions, and when you move on, keep those answers on your mind. First thing to decide on is your location. So You'll need to pick a place that is generally guaranteed to have no distractions. So this eliminates the hub of your house as well as the place where you play video games. So it doesn't even have to be a permanent workspace. Even if you're bringing out a folding desk to a corner of your house every day, make sure you return to that spot every day. And over time, your brain will start to associate that place with focusing, which makes it easier for you to focus once you sit down there. The second thing to consider is your view. Obviously, don't face a flashing TV. I would generally recommend facing a wall and try to keep decorations away from that wall. And try to avoid windows as well. Sometimes what's happening outside may become a distraction to your work. And also you'll want to keep an eye out for if you can hear your little sister blasting music in a room. And if you can, you might want to consider moving study spots. The third thing to consider is the lighting and the temperature. So even if the best thing that you can afford is a cheap desk lamp, as long as it can sufficiently light up whatever you are working on at the moment, it's fine. Unless you're a photographer or a filmmaker or the like, having good lighting shouldn't be your best priority. And also you want to be mindful of the temperature. Obviously, I'm not going to go around setting in Arctic temperatures. But even if you don't have the thermostat even if you don't have the access to the thermostat for your room, try to make sure that you're not too hot or too cold when you sit down to study. Again, we're aiming for no distractions. The fourth thing to consider is your storage and your desk surface. So as for storage, I already mentioned that I use bookshelves. So you can use bookshelves or drawers. They both have their own pros and cons. But I think the best thing about bookshelves is that they keep you mindful of the things you own and help me prevent myself from gathering too much unnecessary junk that may have been hidden away by drawers. And as for your desk surface, honestly, anything will suffice as long as it's smooth and it's a sizable desk that will suffice for your needs. Obviously, a visual artist who works on large projects would need a larger desk area than perhaps an author who only uses one computer. If you are a gamer with 3 monitors, you'd obviously need more desk area than perhaps an office-based scientist. So one important part about maintaining a good workspace is what Thomas Frank calls clearing to neutral. And so one of the important parts of my night routine is doing just that. It is important to develop your own system of keeping your desk clear of any junk.
Last thing isn't really a physical part of your workspace, but it is to design an organizational system for your things. Keeping your home office organized is essential, and I simply cannot emphasize this enough. Having an organized workspace allows you to keep all of your belongings at your fingertips and makes it a lot easier to get things done quickly and efficiently. I'd recommend separating your storage into a few different sections per your needs. If you're a student, you might want to separate into your school items and your personal use items. If you're a lawyer, perhaps you could separate drawers according to the name of your client. Make sure you monitor and maintain your organization, or it will quickly fall to shambles under neglect.
What does your home office look like? Feel free to leave it in the comments below. I love reading comments, so feel free to drop a comment, even if it's just to say hi. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Or you could subscribe by gently tapping the picture of my face that's on the screen right now with your ring finger. Also, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to share it with your friend or a family member who also might find it helpful. All these tell the YouTube algorithm that you like my videos, and it will push it out to more people on this platform, which will allow me to have a bigger impact. So you can click on one of the videos that's on the end screen right now, or just maybe, you could turn off your phone, you could turn off your tablet, you could turn off your iPad, your computer, whatever you're watching me on, and go do some work. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay productive. Bye.